Good morning. It's September 21st, Thursday morning. Hope you're having a good morning. Hope you got to spend time with the Lord. Thanks for coming and listening to me for a few minutes. I'm just looking out the window over here. It's really, the weather's really changed out here. It's really foggy this morning, really brisk, cold. My wife just left to go to the women's Bible study next door at the church. It's cold out. A week ago, it was real warm out here. Just changed like overnight. Last night was kind of chilly. Went to the midweek Bible study at church, and it was chilly. This morning, I was in John 19 through 21. And I just wanted to look at John 21, verse 19. The last part of it. The last part of that verse. 21, verse 19. After saying this, he said to him, "Follow me." Jesus here, he's talking to Peter. It's the very last chapter of the book of John. Remember Peter denied Jesus 3 times at the cross when he was arrested. And Jesus told him he would. And Peter didn't believe him, but he said, "You'll deny me 3 times before the rooster crows." And because the roosters would crow in the morning like they do today if they're out in the farmland. So it was kind of like saying, "Hey, you'll deny me 3 times before the alarm clock goes off in the morning." And that happened. And so here in this scene, Jesus is on the shore, and the fishermen are out fishing. Peter took them out fishing, and Jesus on the shore. He tells them to bring some of the fish in and have breakfast with him. They see this man on the shore. They don't know it's Jesus. He's died, resurrected. He hasn't ascended yet to his Father. For 40 days, he revealed himself to different people after he resurrected. And so here he comes and he has breakfast with them, eats fish with them. Then he talks to Peter and says, "Hey, do you love me, Peter?" "I love you, Lord," is his answer. Jesus says again, "Do you love me, Peter?" "Lord, you know I love you." 3rd time. "Do you love me, Peter?" "Lord, I love you." And Jesus says, "Feed my sheep." Then he tells him, he just forgives him for denying him. Doesn't tell him off, doesn't rebuke him. In fact, he gives him a ministry. Gives him a calling. Feed my people. Feed my sheep. Then he tells him how to do it. He says, "Follow me." Jesus' relationship with Peter started this way. He looked over and he'd seen some fishermen. And he called them to follow him. He told Peter, "Come follow me. I will make you fishers of men." 3 years earlier. Come follow me. He didn't say, "I'm going to give you a class on how to be fishers of men." He didn't say, "I'm going to send you to a school how to be fishers of men." He says, "I will make you fishers of men. Just follow me. And as you follow me, you will be transformed into men who attract other men to Jesus." So Peter had been doing that for 3 years, following him. And he was becoming a fisher of men. Now, Jesus is ready to ascend to his Father. He's ready to leave and send back the Holy Spirit. And he's turning the mission over to these men. He says he'd always be with them. "I'll never leave you or forsake you. Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm right there in the midst." He would always be with them, and he would always be with his people when they gathered. And their responsibility was to follow him so they could do what he asked them to do. They could become fishers of men. And now he wants Peter to take those same men that he has fished, that he has brought into the kingdom. He says, feed my sheep. Again, he doesn't say, I'm going to send you to school. He doesn't even say, remember everything that I told you. He says, come follow me. Now he's going to be ascended to his Father. He's no longer going to be, Jesus is no longer going to be in the flesh in front of Peter and the apostles. They're no longer going to follow him, looking at him and seeing him. When he gets up in the morning and takes off, they're no longer going to be able to follow him that way. So when he says, follow me, he means in the Spirit. As I go to be with my Father, I will come and be with you. I'll never leave you or forsake you. So follow me. You won't be able to see me, but you can still spend time with me. You can still listen for my voice. My sheep will hear my voice, is what he said. You'll still see the movement of the Holy Spirit. Peter, I'll still let you know where I'm going, what I'm doing in your life, and through you and with you. So come follow me. This is how Peter would feed the sheep. Not by going to some school and listening to a man, but by following Jesus and listening to him, and then giving to others what Jesus had given to him. Whatever God's called us to do, if he's called us to be fishers of men, how that's accomplished is by following him. It's by getting up every day and following him, spending time with him, listening to his voice, and then following him and spending the day with him. Pray without ceasing, like Apostle Paul said. Talk to God all day long. A man who's been called to feed the sheep, he does it the same way. He follows Jesus. He follows Jesus. And Jesus uses him. And Jesus speaks to him. And Jesus opens up his word to him and teaches him. And then that man simply shares what Jesus has given to him with others. Not building their own following, but drawing people to Jesus, pointing the way to Jesus. Always sharing that other people need to build a relationship with Jesus. That's how we accomplish whatever God's called us to do. You might be a mechanic, and God's called you to simply be his example at your work. That you might put a hunger in people to know the God that you know. And that's not accomplished. You don't accomplish being a witness to the people at work by just simply trying to be like Jesus. By listening to good sermons and teaching, nothing wrong with that, from somebody else. It comes by spending time with Jesus and following Jesus. Listening to him, being obedient to him, going where he goes, where he leads. The way we accomplish God's will in our life is by simply following him, not by going out and trying to do things for God, but by following God himself. That's my prayer today, that we will spend time with him, that we will follow him, and that he will work through our lives and touch the lives of the people around us, that he will accomplish whatever his desire is today in our life as we follow him. Thanks for listening to me this morning.